Hello my friends, and welcome to MB Shoedoc Review Series, where we will explore the world of quality shoes for men. We will cover general shoe care and knowledge, review the brands you love, and introduce you to brands that you've never heard of. So get yourself ready, and let's dive right into today's unboxing video. Alright, got a new unboxing for you today. Blkbrd Shoemaker out of India. So this is one of the few brands that I've checked out coming out of India, Bridland being the other one. So here you can see for Mr. Michael, this is the Rocco Penny Loafer in hatch-grain leather. And it's European size 41, so that's about a UK 7, US 8. I vary between 8, 8.5, UK 7, 7.5, and on EU sizing 41, 41.5, something like that. So it just kind of varies. So let's take a look at these. Got the nice branded tissue paper here. Ooh, wow. So a really cool shoehorn made out of horn, I think. You know, some of these, they might be plastic made to look like horn. This, I believe, is real horn. Very cool. I've not run across that from too many brands. That's pretty awesome. I will say, now they got both shoes in one shoe bag. Not my favorite. Certainly not a deal breaker, not a huge deal, but I don't love the shoes being in one bag. I really like separate shoe bags. The tissue paper, they were wrapped in tissue paper. Looks like it kind of fell apart a little bit in shipping. Again, not a huge deal. They were still in the bag. I would prefer individual shoe bags. But wow, wow, wow. This is beautiful. I absolutely love the color on this hatch-grain leather. Wow, let's get the other shoe out. That is stunning. So this is Horween Hatch-grain leather. Beautiful texture on it and the color. So I don't know if they do hand-dyed patina on top of the hatch-grain. I'm assuming they do. I'm gonna have to find out. But yeah, they definitely did some hand polishing. I mean, this is like almost a mirror shine polish on the toe. I might touch it up a tiny bit. And it is a little bit burnished on the toe as well, which I do like. There's a little bit of burnishing on the strap here and along the apron of the loafer. I think this is beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. Let's take a look at the sole. So that is a true, fiddleback style waist. It doesn't come to super sharp points. It's kind of a softened fiddleback, but yeah, a nice little fiddleback waist. Closed channel sole, so you don't see the stitching. It is hand welted, so that's like a Goodyear welt, but done by hand. Nice little toe plate. I don't know if they include these. They did on my pair, but this might be an add-on. True stacked leather heel. It does have a little bit of a taper to the heel. Now this looks to be 360 welted, so a lot of shoes they'll do a 270 welt, so it'll stop somewhere, right in here. And when they do that, they can have the heel block a little tighter to the upper. There is certainly a little bit of a lip around the edge of this where it sticks out tiny bit. I think this is fine. I like the sleek look of that 270 probably a little bit better, but this is still probably a little sleeker than like an Allen Edmonds, which has a 360 Goodyear welt versus this 360 hand welt. And again, there is that little bit of a pitch or taper to this heel block. I think that's beautiful. Looking at the stitching on the uppers, double row of stitching on the heel here. Looks like single at the top, double and single again going across. But it's really pretty high density, pretty fine stitch work there. There's some soft fudging and that is like these little kind of indentations going along the sole edge. It's pretty faint fudging. I have certainly seen some that were a little bit deeper or higher detail on the fudging, but this looks fine. The stitch density on the sole is pretty high stitch density here too. That looks good. I'm not super into stitch density where I like get out and want to measure it and stuff like that, but I recognize a high stitch density versus a very low, and this is above average on the stitch density, I would say. Tiny little flaw on the toe here where it probably bounced around on in the box. It's like almost like a little scuff, but this is pretty highly polished, so I just put a little bit of polish on that, and that should buff out. I can probably just brush it off right now. It already disappeared. I can't even see it now. So yeah, that totally took care of it. Maybe a little bit of the same thing on this other one. Just a quick little brushing. And yeah, I think it looks perfect. Now, what's the price on these? So again, hand welted, a lot of handwork goes into these, $249. So that is a amazing price, even for Goodyear welted, but hand welted is even a higher tier. So to get hand welted, and it is that Horween Hatch-grain leather, and with some hand dyed work too, it's really a phenomenal price. I couldn't be happier. I really am impressed. I think this is a great deal, a fantastic bargain, and I think these are beautiful. Checking out the lining on the inside, nice suede at the heel. That helps prevent some slipping. The leather lining feels really good. Let's take this little tissue paper out. Oh, now this is a full insole. So a lot of times there's like a little half insole. This goes all the way down to the toes. So a full insole all the way down. I don't think it matters too much. I kind of prefer the look and feel of a full insole versus a half. Sometimes that little ledge, people can feel that with their foot. I usually don't feel it, but I still just like the look of that full insole. I think it's just a little tiny bit more comfortable, but that's kind of rare, so I like that as well. You know, looking these over, I don't see any kind of flaws or anything. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful shoe, amazing price, doing some really good work coming out of India. I feel like this could be a little bit tighter. And again, it's that 360-degree welt. If they did a 270, you could taper this in right here, have a little bit slimmer waist. Is any of that necessary? No, of course not, but I think it just looks a little bit sleeker. But, you know, can they do that at the same price point? That might cost a little bit more for them to do that. So I think this is an amazing deal. I'm going to put a tiny bit of extra shine on the toes, but they are pretty highly hand polished right out of the box. Very impressive. So I don't really need to build up a base. I'm going to go straight to just a little bit of mirror gloss here. Normally I build up a base by hand, but they've already done that for me. So just getting a little bit of polish here. Single drop of water. Just do a little bit of buff. They're really Hatch-grain. I don't think you need to mirror shine it anyway. It's got that nice texture. That's really the appeal of it. It's not meant to be necessarily a super high gloss leather, because the more I polish this, what am I doing? I'm kind of filling in those areas of that texture. So you lose the texture. I think it looks kind of cool having the texture kind of fade towards the toe and having that shine, but you know, some people would probably prefer to keep that texture on the toe and not do the mirror shine. There's no right or wrong here. Tiny little scuff on the toe I didn't notice before, but again, it's probably just part of shipping. You can't really get upset about you know, tiny little defects like that coming out of the box. It's going to happen. There's the sort of thing that will buff right out. A couple layers of wax and no one's ever going to see it. Yeah, so I think that shined it up just a touch more. That's really all I want to do. I'm not going to put any more of a mirror shine on it than this. Just a little tiny touch up, and I think that is perfect. I'll get the other one done and that'll be it. So there we have it, just a quick little 2-minute cleanup on these. Adding a touch more shine, gave them a little brushing off. Absolutely beautiful. Very impressive. Blkbrd Shoemaker out of India. Now I'll tell you, one of the things that they're a little more known for is they've got a true seamless hole cut Oxford. That's very impressive. I've seen some reviews on that, and they've added some shell cordovan. They've got a shell cordovan service boot. It's a little bit more expensive, about $580, but that same thing from like an Alden or Allen Edmonds is going to be $700, $800. So still quite a bargain, but I couldn't be more thrilled with these. So check out Blkbrd Shoemaker. I can't wait to see what more they're going to come up with. Very impressive things coming out of India. Hope you enjoyed this review. Please like, subscribe, share it with your shoe-loving friends. I'll see you on the next one.